known women, but the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now in the civilization of the Greeks.
Training our young girls
to become goddesses. Africans. That the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
After 75 years of organizing our people, Elder Mariba Kelsey has put together a special report. 11 steps, considerations for empowering African-centered organizations. A book that came out right on time. Family, these are discussions that we need to have so that we can begin to tribe up. Get your copy of MaribaKelsey.com. Once again, get your copy of MaribaKelsey.com. Family, I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you in. It is time for us to get on a journey. It is time for us to get on a journey. I just see somebody just tip me or something. Something just hit the tip jar. What's going on? What's going on? Shouts out to 614 Moo. How you doing, brother? Who is that? I can't see. How you doing? All right, well, anyway, family, it's time for us to get started. It's time for us to do these tribal quotes, family. Once again, you know at Gianni Journey, we always talking about tribe up, and it is a very important time right now. We need, what's up, Juicy? You know, hey, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow at 12 noon. You on lockdown, so you should be on the call. We got to get ready. DigiFest. Speaking of that, family, we got DigiFest popping off here on June 20th. Only 16 days away. Oh, my God. And I got so much to do. You know what I'm saying? Call lines are open, 614-556-4535. Or you might be able to hit us up. You might be able to hit us up on our Discord. I can open up the Discord channel for those who are bold enough to go to it and want to talk to us through that. You know what I'm saying? You just need to let me know you on, because I don't want to use up the resources if I ain't got to. The cause is clear on that Discord, family. You know what I'm saying? We are about to discuss the Proverbs of the day. I read them this morning. Some of y'all had your opportunity to go and study and get your mind right and get ready, right? But it's time for us to do our discussion, family. It's time for us to grow. It's time for us to build. We are at a critical time in our people's history. And man, what a great time to be alive. I know some of y'all scared, and I know you're confused. That's the way you're supposed to be. Anybody that's telling you they got the answers, they lying. Right now, we playing it by ear. All of us. What we have to do is use what we've been preparing for, using the skills that we've been preparing, family. Those of you that's been suffering with Gianni Journey, like Juicy, you know what I'm saying? You've been going to the Simba camps like Juicy. You've been doing some of the stuff that we've been doing, family. We've been preparing you for this time. This is a time where you need to use some of the stuff that you learned, use some of the rituals that you learned, use some of the team building skills that you learned, and start pulling your tribe together. Start pulling your tribe together and start having those conversations. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the tribe ain't just for us to come together when it's time to battle. It's time for us to come together when we need to start preparing for the future. And it's something that we need to have around us all the time. I am blessed to be able to go to a place where I'm surrounded by tribe. I may have arguments, I may have fights and stuff like that, but I'm surrounded by tribe all the time. So I'm one of those blessed, right? And the goal is to get more of us in situations where we can actually do nation building on a full-time basis. On a full-time basis. We have people working to oppress us. We have people working to hold us down. We have people working to keep us in a submissive position, and they're not working on it part-time. They're working on it full-time. It's time for us to start coming together as communities and start pulling our resources so that we can start bringing and elevating some of the young people, some of the old people that have shown themselves worthy to the community, beholden to the community, get them beholden to the community so that they could be servants and be our voices. Not, you know what I'm saying, not just speak for us, you know what I'm saying, we speak through them. At this time, right, as a conscious community, as a woke community, as an Afrocentric community, as a committed community, as someone, as a group of individuals that are supposed to be organized, we should have somebody at every last one of these meetings downtown. But don't despair. Don't despair. Because what's going on now, this is not the end, family. We got time to prepare for the next one. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me, ladies. I mean, I don't understand. It's real life here, Giammi Journey, all the time. I really don't understand. But anyway, I lost my point. I lost my point. That's what happens when you're a father, dog. Shit happens. I don't know. But anyway, we about to go and get these Proverbs up and kicking. Right now, we're about to get the Proverbs up and kicking so that we can have a discussion. Once again, I'm going to type in the call-in line. Let me put the call-in line on Instagram. I posted up on... Oh, hold on. All I got to do is this on here. This is code. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I also posted up on Spreaker. Oh, man, they let me open up the chat. Oh, my God. Okay. All right, so we going to open up these call-in lines, and y'all already know how we do it. You know what I'm saying, family? I'm going to read the Proverbs. We're going to select which one we do, and from there, we will discuss them. So the Proverbs we're going to be discussing tonight. The Proverbs we're going to be discussing tonight. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Sasha and Jenna, y'all been up here on my table again because I can't find my pens. I need a pen. Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all hear you hear what I put up with? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear the elder abuse going on around here? Even though I'm not quite an elder yet, I just got, Lord, I can only imagine what the future holds for me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so the Proverbs for the night, first one. Oh, matter of fact, I need to send this out on the Discord. I didn't send it out on the Discord. That's my fault. We are live with Tribal Quotes. Hey man, I don't know what you listening to, but homie, Clay, I don't know what you listen to, but you better get it together, my friend. Cause I'm still your father. I understand you one of the brothers in the tribe, but I'm still your pops. All right. Let's put 6-4. All right, here we go. Put wisdom to work and evil will flee you, said the knowledge holders. Respect for the law yields virtue. Disrespect yields limitation, the knowledge holders say. Oh, we gonna tear that one up, family. Here we go. Here go another one. Rightness is the love of the first source. And the first source is in love with rightness, said the knowledge holder. So I want you to be clear on this. It says, rightness is the love of the first source. And the first source is in love with rightness, said the knowledge holders. And the last one for the day is the secret to opening every door is in its bolt, said the knowledge holder. The bolt prescribes the exact medium. The bolt describes the exact medium. All right, let's go and look at these. You know what I'm saying? Somebody out there, if there's anybody out there right now, I'm going to let y'all pick which one we going to start off with first. I'm going to let y'all pick which one we start off with first. All right? So, you could select 1, 2, or 3. Just type it up on the screen. Number 1, 2, or 3. All right? Also, while we're waiting for somebody to type something up on the screen, we could go to our news screen real quick, and we could look at some of the articles that has been posted up on Giami Journey. Oh yeah, that's our site on Spreaker. It's kind of fly, right? Kind of fly. Look at that. You got the little bars running across and stuff like that, and all that. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, oh man, okay. The Uber conference is up. Call in number 614-556-4535. Also, let's go right over here. I thought I uploaded to Facebook, but I did do the Facebook. I wonder what happened. Well, things always go wrong here on the journey, but like once again, we adapt and we overcome. That's what we do. We adapt and we win. We adapt and we win. We've been doing it for thousands of years. We adapt and we win. All right, let's see. We up live. We got it up there. All right, cool. All right, sure. We got 1 viewer, 6 people reached, 6 engagements, 3 comments. Curfew for grown folks. All right. All 3 of the comments are mine, though. So when you come on, family, make sure you like and share. You know what I'm saying? That helps us grow, because I want to show y'all these numbers. All right, so now they saying they got a coronavirus vaccine could require you to get 2 shots. So they theorizing on a vaccine before they even have the shit. That just don't sound right. Right? Require who? That's my question. Require who? Not your test dummy. Me and mine is not your test dummy. I mean, we could go on and read it. We can go look a little bit more into this tomorrow. But how many of y'all out there taking a vaccine if they come out with a vaccine? Listen. Maybe after the first 35 million, there ain't no test dummies here. All right, yo, man. This young brother got down. Columbus grad Playon Patrick gets attention of President Obama. My man did a speech. He did a poem that was cold-blooded. I'm finding out that this is Jesus' nephew. Yeah, little brother did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you get an opportunity, go on and support that. On Friday, Strawberry Moon will come with a twist for parts of the world. So we're going to have a Strawberry Moon tomorrow. It's the first full moon of the summer. So some family, sometime, you know, because I know life is hard and it kind of keeps you looking down. But every now and then, look up. Keep your head to the stars. Every now and then we got to look up, right? Look at the greatness from which we come. Look at the greatness in which we are part of. All right? So, you know, I put stuff up like that to remind you. Come on, I know there's some other news on here that we need to look at real quick while somebody out there, and if y'all don't pick it, I'll pick it. You know what I'm saying? Movement to defund police gains unprecedented support across the U.S. Defund the police. And I know some of y'all scared. Well, they defund the police. What the defunding of the police means is they're going to dissolve the contracts, right? And renegotiate the contracts and renegotiate the trainings and renegotiate the parameters of which, like for example, I mean these police got they get to murder people and go get vacation. I mean what? Come on now, and this is all over, right? So now we are reevaluating the idea of policing. And now in reevaluating the idea of policing is going to force us to look at the whole system, because what goes on, the police are the strong arm of what's going on. The police is what holds us in place. So right now, people want to reevaluate the police, and in order to reevaluate the police, we have to reevaluate other parts of the system. Totally break it down and rebuild it. Totally break it down and rebuild it. There are fundamental things, there are foundational things of this country that in order for us to be made whole as black people, as ADOS, is certain things at the very core of the system that has to be destroyed. Just saying. All right, now for those that are just popping up in here, what we need somebody to type in a number 1, 2, or 3 so I know which proverb to hit first. But you know, we're gonna come back to these. So now, this is the one that caught my eye. North Korea lashes out at U.S. saying China is eclipsing it. Now, y'all like, what that got to do with us, Brother Hatem? Because of what's going on, because of how they see, because America is based on people believing that America is better than every place else. It's certain freedoms that we have. So images of things like what happened with George Floyd is getting out. And the word is getting out, even though it's already been there. But now, because of American people uprising and saying enough is enough, other countries are starting to change their perspective on America. Like, you know, America is condemning China because they rolling in and saying, fuck that, we want Hong Kong back. Hong Kong makes a lot of money. We want Hong Kong. Or how they treat some of the Muslim citizens. And, you know, America saying, look, how you treating your citizens. Well, look how you treating black folks. Perfect retort. I'm like, well, damn. Okay, I hear you, China. Not that y'all would do us any better, but shit. All right, I hear you. Right? Now, so we got to call in. Who this on the line?
Just Quincy Lowe.
All right, cool. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.
Okay, cool. We're going to start with Proverb 2. So we're going to get ourselves up off the news screen, and we're going to bring ourselves onto another screen. We're going to the receipt wall so that y'all can see some of the stuff that y'all supporting us that we do at Giami Journey. All right, so here we go. Proverb number 2. Did you hear the Proverbs in advance, Brother Quasi Low? Juicy, call in, man.
I did.
You didn't? Call in.
Did. Nah.
Okay. 614-556-4535. Once again, number 614-556-4535. Or you can hit us up on our Discord. If you want to join our Discord circle, let me go and post that up so that people can call in over the Discord. Because I kind of like this. I'm loving this Discord thing. Let me go on and edit the invite link. I'm going to give you a temporary membership. We're going to be on here. We're going to let it do for a day. We're going to generate the link. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to post it up right here in the chat. I'm on the Nation Builder meeting. I'll call a little later. Okay. Oh, my fault. I can't do it like that. Let's do it like this. Control. There we go. Boom. Discord, for those that might want to join us on Discord, all you got to do is click that link. Let's put it up on our chat. Oh, my fault. I got the chat over here. I could just go here. Got the chat right here. Wow. And it let me paste. I like it. All right, cool. So y'all can join us on the Discord as well. I got my Discord open, but we are being joined by Brother Quasi Low. Quasi Low, do you have some announcements before we get into this conversation?
Just wishing all the good people, all the melanated, beautiful brothers and sisters, wishing them, encouraging them, sending them encouragement, and for those of us that see the victory on the other side, keep the faith. And for those of us that don't see it yet, wake your ass up.
Wake your ass up. That's right. All right, here we go. Quasi picked proverb number 2. Rightness is the love of the first source, and the first source is in love with rightness, say the knowledge holders. Here we go. Rightness is the first, rightness is the love of the first source, and the first source is in love with rightness, say the knowledge holders. You gonna wrestle with that one question?
Whatever happened?
Go ahead.
Whatever happened to the Thunderbolt? That was appropriate.
Oh, okay, my fault. She taking a break. She went to the bathroom. That's Animated Phoenix. That's Animated Phoenix. You can't be. He called you out, Anime. He said you wasn't on your job. You can't make the Phoenixes mad, man. You better go on and Anime. He just playing, girl. She mad. Though. Go ahead. But all right, you wanna wrestle with that? Anybody out there want to wrestle with that? Because that's what this is about. Getting that mind wrapping around the words of our ancestors. I'm guaranteeing we're gonna pull out some gems that we could use during these times. This is what it's for. Right? You want to wrap your mind around that, man? Because I don't let me get started. Don't you do it?
But the first thing that came to my mind was a Jinyame.
Uh-oh. Go ahead. Come on now.
Fear none but God unless God, fear none except God. It's just that cycle of that self-fulfilling prophecy, the self-fulfilling cycle of life begatting life. You can't break it unless you break it.
Okay. He said the first thing that came to mind for him was Yame. Fear none but God, unless God, the omnipotence of God. You know what I'm saying? That constant circle, right? I could dig that. All right, let's go clap it up. Let's go clap it up a little bit. Give him a little round of applause there. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but yeah. So now let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Now, listen. It says, rightness is the love of the first source. Now, first off, we got to understand the language of this book. When they talk about the first source, because the concept, they never use the term God in this book. They use terms like first source. Let me see if I can find another one. First source. Oh my God. First source, consciousness. They never use the term God, spirit. So when we are looking at this, we got to understand the terms. So when they talk about the first source, they talk about the source from which all of us come. And it says the rightness is the love of the first source. So rightness is the love of the first source. So now you can look at it in one of two ways. Either the first source, you know what I'm saying, got a thing for rightness, or you being in rightness shows that you are loved by the first source. It didn't say righteousness. It said rightness, right? And you know, it's like it's like little subtle word changes that you have an opportunity to work your mind on, to take a deep dive, right? You know, because like I said, none of this stuff I say on here is definitive. All this is my opinion. All of what Quasi say is his opinion. But the point is that our ancestors left us words that we need to kind of puzzle over, that we need to go and look at. What is the difference between rightness and righteousness? And why didn't they use the term righteousness rather than rightness? Right? And it says rightness is the love of the first source. Rightness is the love of the first source. Powerful statement. So is it saying that the first source, once again, has a thing for rightness? Or is the act of rightness the love that flows from the first source? Right? So by you acting right, by you doing what's right, what you are showing is love from the first source, or what a lot of you out there would say is God. By you doing the right, by you being right, by you doing what's right, you are sharing the love of the first source. And maybe the only way you can show the love of the first source is by doing the right, doing what's right. But then we're gonna wrestle with a question tonight, family. What determines what's right? See, because that's what we're wrestling with in today's society. And this is one of the things that we definitely got to have a discussion as a family about. Because a lot of y'all are struggling with the concept of what's right now. What's right? Who determines what's right? And many of y'all may be disappointed to find out that the things that you think are right are not. Rightness is the love of the first source. Those things that a lot of us are practicing that we think are right are not, because it's not demonstrating the love of the first source. Some of the laws that we are told that are right are not, because they do not demonstrate the love of the first source. By us practicing right, we are spreading the love of the first source. We are spreading the love of God. We are spreading the love of the Most High. That's how you spread the love of the Most High. It ain't no metaphorical thing. It ain't no super deep spiritual thing. You know, a lot of people are like, I practice love. You practice that by being right. And not the ego right, but doing what's right. Right? But then once again, we're going to get into it because we're going to talk about, we have to, in these Proverbs, we got to talk about what determines what's right. So now the second part. Quace, you got something to say before I continue? Shouts out to the dude Cincy. Shouts out. Call in number 614-556-4535. Once again, call in number 614-556-4535. Family, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit, I know it's kind of challenging, right? But I want you, we have to start you looking at this crystallized wisdom, and we have to start having these discussions because our ancestors have already left us the answers to the equation of life. And the reason we're having problems solving them because people are giving us the wrong tools. You see, right?
I'm still here.
Wrong.
I was coming in the house and I wanted to be on mute. I didn't want to, I can't.
I understand. You got anything else you want to say? I just wanted to, anybody else out there want to call in? Don't be scared. 614-556-4535. Let's break down this ancestral wisdom. And I'm guaranteeing you it's going to answer some questions that you might have had popping up in your life today. It might answer some of the questions that you might have been on your mind about what's going on with these protests or whatever's going on out there. Sorry if that's confusing. How do you know that how do you know that's the wrong that you were told weren't right are really wrong? And I'm about to get to that. That's a question from Juicy, right? This is one of the young warriors out there, right? He want to know, how do you know that the wrongs that you were told were right are really wrong, right? I'm about to break it down for you. Actually, I don't have to break it down for you because we answered that very question in the questions of Giammi, right? First off, 3 levels of learning, right? Then you take the second level of learning, right? And you apply it when you are practicing the questions within Giammi. But if you listen to the questions of Giammi, the question of Giammi give you the tools that you need to learn how to break down what's really right and what's really wrong. Many of us are living in an illusion. An illusion that we are living in works for other people because now let me say this. What's right for my culture might be wrong in your culture. So I need to go and make sure that you understand that what I'm about to put out there may not apply to everybody out there because everybody don't share our culture. Right? So what's right for
But isn't that kind of in conflict with the proverb though?
Why?
Because the conflict said that if it's right, then God loves it, or then the first source loves it. And
the first source, right?
Loves it, it's right.
All right, cool. What determined?
Everything came from the first source.
Everything came from the first source. You are right. But who tells you what the first source is? What do you learn about the first source? Do you come out and the first thing you start crying about is God? Huh? What determines what the first source is? How do you learn about the first source? Where is the first source? See, because first off, one of the things we got to get out of is this whole universal concept. I'm talking to my people. See, what starts to happen is we start including everybody into our conversation, which becomes very dangerous. Hold on, we got somebody. Okay, that's me. which becomes very dangerous for us because it becomes confusion. Because the first source created it, yeah, it did. Yes, it did. And it's supposed to be confusing, Mom. It's supposed to be confusing, and also sometimes it can present paradoxes that will make you uncomfortable. Because I'm just saying, white supremacy has a different view of what's right than your culture. Does it not?
I mean, of course, yeah, absolutely. But I think at the same time, I think that you can hardly ever really get away from that, because I don't really feel like white supremacy has anything to do with love. I feel like white supremacy is
Oh, come
completely
on,
out of touch
man.
with the first source.
White supremacy has, right? White supremacy, and it's going to sound, and I hope somebody call in and argue with me. White supremacy is the highest form of love.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think ultimately love is a process that always and forever regenerates itself. And white supremacy is willing to destroy all of life to protect what it has gained for itself.
Mm-hmm. They practicing self-love. They're trying to hang on to
but
everything.
That's not the love of the first source, though.
In your culture, it's not. In theirs, it is.
Yeah, so that.
Hence the rub, the confusion, right? If you go universal with it, then you're going to open yourself up to be whooped by everybody, because everybody has a different view of the first source. Every culture has a relationship with the first source. Some relationships are based in what you can get, what you own, what you can control. But other cultures don't look at it like that. Now, if I'm operating in a culture that is based on that, then a lot of stuff that I would do in like, for example, in this Western culture that I grew up in, when I go to a different country or I go to a place that functions differently, a lot of the things that I would do here are very disrespectful in other cultures. You understand what I'm saying? So we have an issue. We're talking about African proverbs, but even when we talk about the first source, which is one of the reasons I think that Erskine Peters, and this is my opinion, this is one of the reasons Erskine Peters never used the term God. Because we automatically go into this Western mind state. See, because this is the issue. This is speaking directly to us. Now, other people that want to embrace our culture, want to understand our culture, by all means, I'll open the door for you to kind of explore and look at this with us. But if you want to come at it from a Western mind state, right? Because I want you to think about this. According to the Western mind state, their mind state is universal. So what they say is right is universal. And there's no room for anything else. Anything else is a violation and needs to be destroyed.
Right.
But if we go like back to when Mansa Musa was running what he was running and everybody was coming to him, you will have a Muslim over here. You have somebody that practices a certain religion over here, somebody that practices a certain religion over here. You have a Christian over here, and everybody was allowed to exist. Right? That's the way it was. But white supremacy comes in, or the idea of white people's come in, the idea, the Western mind state come in, and it can only be one way. So we say the first source, and we automatically start thinking, the first source it did create everything. But we're not talking about the everything out there. We're talking about the everything in here. Our mythology starts with us.
I think I'm starting to like what you're saying, for real, because if my first source predates or encompasses the cultures that is claiming dominance, if mine predates that or also includes that, like, you know what I mean? If my first source was necessary for another so-called first source to be born out of, then my first source is the true first source.
Well, you always knew that. That ain't new to you.
Nah, but it's dope to put it in, new language.
You know what I'm saying? But the danger of that is, once again, the universal speak. We need to, especially when it comes to spiritual stuff, we need to kind of confine it to our space. Because, like, for example, I'm gonna answer Juicy's question, right? And he kind of answered it himself. But it gets dangerous when we start including everyone into our spirituality. Can you see why?
I could come up with some ideas maybe, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
All right, think about this. If Mayat, or me practicing Mayat, is what I do, and I make Mayat universal, and I automatically apply the practicing of Mayat to everybody, then somebody who does not understand Mayat or respect Mayat that come in with a crew will always be able to take advantage of me because I'm practicing Mayat with them when they have no concept of that. Do you understand? So I'm practicing truth with a whole group of individuals that have no concept of truth or have no respect for truth. I am putting myself at jeopardy because I'm saying Mayat is universal and everybody respects Mayat, but everybody don't. So I put myself in harm's way. I mean, you see some of this stuff in some of the movies, like especially some of the slave movies, where some of the slaves are so honest that they basically give up their lives, you know what I'm saying, to protect somebody that basically got them enslaved because it's the right thing to do. I'm not going to run away from master because it's not right. You understand? They're practicing Mayat and it's working against them. They got the wrong concept or they're practicing a principle with a people that really have a different concept of what you're talking about, which makes it dangerous for you. So when we start talking, like, for example, when we start talking about spirituality, this is why I keep on telling y'all, some stuff is tribal. I'm not going out in the world and practicing Mayat with everybody. I'm gonna do the right thing, right? But when I'm dealing with strangers, I'm looking at them and I'm like, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt without exposing everything, because history has taught us that when we try to treat everybody as if they like us, we end up in a bad situation. We end up taking bad trips. You understand? Long ship rides and shit like that. Because all of us the same. Oh, shit. No. A mind state can make a big difference, brother. Somebody's mind state can make a big difference. A person's beliefs can make a big difference and be very dangerous to you because you open yourself up to that shit. And they like, wow, look at this. Look at this sucker. You ain't never had nobody take advantage of your kindness, dog?
Say that. What's the question again?
Have you ever had anybody take advantage of the fact that you was trying to be kind?
Absolutely.
Have you being kind ever put your life at risk?
Yeah. Being kind to people that I share blood with has put my life at risk.
And who have a different belief system than you. even though you share blood with them, because of the situation we come up in. You know what I'm saying? Many of us fall into their belief system. So kindness is rewarded by slavery, by getting taken advantage of, because that's the way that world works. That's why it's important for us to find our tribe so that we can practice our principles. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, certain principles will expose us to harm when we're dealing with people outside of our tribe. That's why it's important to create the borders. This is why countries and certain peoples create borders, because I want to keep those outside elements out, because those outside elements may be dangerous, and it's better safe than sorry. But anyway, so and once again, this is Brother Hatim's view. You don't have to agree with any of the shit I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to call in. Let's argue. Let's fight. Let's fall out. Let's not talk for a couple of weeks or whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But we got to have a discussion, because many of us are struggling with the well, it's not right for people to be downtown riding. It's not right for them to be doing this. God wouldn't want them to do it. Jesus said forgive. So we got all these belief systems clashing. And a lot of the belief system are lining up to support the mind state that we call white supremacy. So as long as we do nothing, they get to exist. And they get to do stuff. Right? They get to build. While we get the dust. Man, I don't like dust. I don't like it. It said rightness is the love of the first source. And the first source is in love with rightness, say the knowledge holders. Now, one of the things that we need to really look up is the term right. Because, in math, they got this thing called a right angle. Right. What does it mean?
Precision.
Precision. Ooh. Precision. Precise. That's a nice one. I could dig that. Anybody else out there? What does right mean? I mean, we got to explore these ideas. And we need to talk with these ideas. And we need to wrestle with these ideas, because they bring the best out of us. They bring the question. They bring that questioning child out of us. So we be like, damn. Maybe the laws these motherfuckers is putting on us, I mean, they don't benefit us. They don't benefit us. They're not designed to protect us, as we can see. So many of us that are trying to be right in a system that was designed always to work against us. So in being right in this system, it means we're being wrong with our first source. Damn. Let's move on. That's kind of depressing. Let me go. Blowing that. That's a paradigm that I gotta blow up in myself. I'm like, damn. Cause that brings up a whole lot of shit. Cause cause it's almost like saying that the only righteous motherfuckers in our community may be gangsters. And I don't like, damn. Ooh. Revolutionary. Goddamn.
How did you make that connection again?
I don't know. You gotta catch
that
it.
part.
I don't know. You gotta catch it on the rewind, dude. A lot of that shit just be coming out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Don't even ask. You got to catch it on the review, brother.
I mean, I'm definitely not disagreeing with you. Yeah.
I wish you would, though. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would, because that's how we sharp.
What?
Just
you wish I would disagree with you?
Hell yeah.
I'm saying I wish I did. Like, shit, that makes all the sense in the world to me.
So maybe it's not the
mean?
gangster, but the revolutionary, because the motherfucker is actually taking advantage of his own people. You know what I'm saying? But a revolutionary has to look at the world that we're living in and be like, for me to follow those laws is for me to be wrong with the first source. Because those the rules that they have, the thing that they've been teaching us is right, is not a right angle in our world. It's not right.
And it's not even really hard to prove that. Like, it's a very low bar to prove when you really think about it. Because they almost claim to be above reproach. Like, they kind of definitely, like, they actually definitely do. Like, this system is built and it perceives itself to be just right.
Right.
You know.
Without question.
And like, it's a foregone conclusion everybody's supposed to agree on.
Right.
So if we could just find one instance of that not being the case, then it all comes unraveled. But it's like, where we at with it now is like, so that's what the bigger, because who are we appealing to here? You know?
Our
like,
culture.
Ultimately, exactly.
Our culture.
Our culture in the world.
Well, my issue is this. For me, you could go out and get the world. I got to build and protect the culture. You understand what I'm saying?
It's going to happen at the same time.
Right.
It's going to happen at the same time.
Okay. Go and explain.
Well, I mean, when the culture rights itself, the world is going to take notice.
Right. So, all right, whose culture is going to right itself?
I think it's the culture. I think that's what we have to really discover and identify and articulate. Is whose culture is it? Whose culture are we carrying on under?
Right now?
You know?
I mean, that's a quick answer. I can give you the quick answer for that.
Moving forward. Like,
right, moving
in
forward,
the
right.
moment. In the moment, in every moment, and in the next moment, and in the current moment, because it's never the next moment. You know?
Right.
Like, just continuing to refine that question and to ask it. Like, because when we define those things, like, if that cycle is broken, then the cycle of the rightness and the first source having this love affair. Love affairs require two people, you know what I'm saying, or two entities. And it requires the flame from both sides for it to reciprocate itself. And then the flame goes away, then it's gone, and you got to relight that flame. The flame is lit.
Flame is lit.
It just got to connect itself.
You got to connect itself. See, because, you know, they got a first source, we got a first source. See, for me, I had to get rid of the whole universal idea. I really did, and I have to be able to accept other people and their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? In the Daily Toast, I say at the beginning, I raise my glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. By whatever name you choose, because the whole piece is our culture. We have a certain way of dealing with our first source. Now, what we have to evaluate is us dealing with our first source more important than us dealing and being responsible to their first source. Because their first source.
So what is their first source?
Their first source is whatever it is. It works to our detriment. I don't know what it is, but it works towards our detriment. It
Well,
need
you know what it is.
what? What is it? What is it? Go and define it. Go ahead. What is it?
George Washington.
What you talking about? Money?
I mean, shit, you talking about money.
Money. I mean, money. Money is not their first source, dog. It's what's behind the money.
I didn't say money.
So you said George Washington, nigga. Now he's speaking cryptic. All right, give brother Quincy a round of applause.
Yeah, man. Abraham Lincoln.
You said Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because for us, we got to get less concerned about their first source and really start getting back to our first source so that we can really look at the world. Check it out. Look at the world right.
Right, because we know about Hannibal. Like, Hannibal was like the last of the first source. Like, Hannibal was a great warrior. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was others after Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? There was others after Hannibal, but as Western culture started expanding, you know what I'm saying? Because one of the first things that Western sources come in is they come in and they really do either tear up your education piece or they start structuring the education system within your culture to kind of get you plug into their first source. You know what I'm saying? They get you that indoctrination. They get you that propaganda. I mean, they have been excellent at that. If you want to conquer a people, you go on and you get that mind first. You get that mind first. So, but what's happening is that a lot of people are starting to realize the mind fucking that's been going on, and they don't appreciate it. Even some of their own children have to question a lot of stuff that they've been told because it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they talk about fairness and righteousness and justice. And the kids have been taught that they're superior. And they starting to see that, no, it's not that I'm better than anybody. It's I got a head start. It's I'm standing on these motherfucking shoulders. Everything we got is built up on oppression of other people. And that's not right. So, all right, Instagram just left us. But anyway. So they're rebelling. But one of the pieces that I keep trying to remind people is that there was another phase in time where this happened with young white people, and it was with the hippies. And a lot of those hippies right now is in Washington whooping our ass. So we have to go on and use what we got and push it as far as possible and take advantage of this moment. Because if we don't take advantage of this moment, one of these kids that's out here protesting may turn into Mitch McConnell in about 50 years. Because we done fell back asleep. We done got comfortable. We can't allow that to happen.
So what's the first source for us then?
Ooh, I could tell you, but I have to kill you. Well,
I'm ready to die.
Actually, now, to determine the first source, and I didn't get a chance to answer for Juicy, to determine the first source, our ancestors left us principles that by us practicing them will align us with the first source. That's what I'm talking about, that the answer is in the questions. By practicing the questions, what are some of the principles that we learn about?
It's probably not coincidence that my life is out of focus, that I can't even recite some of the principles because I can't.
All right, cool.
I can't think of one.
All right, cool. All right, all you gotta do is remember the days of the week. Today is Ujamaa. We apply principles that align us with the first source. Rather than being concerned about what's the first source, we look at the tools that the ancestors left us to guide us to the first source. If we practice these principles with each other, then we become the first source. The people become the first source. The tribe become the first source. You understand what I'm saying? It's the people. Because all this stuff come up out of us. All of it. You know, I know some people get upset about that shit. All of it come out of us. All these myths come up out of us. Even the myth of white supremacy, because it is a myth. It's a good story. It's a great read. It's horrible in reality, but it's a great read. It's a myth that a group of individuals agreed upon and made a reality. Now, what myth are we going to create? By following the principles that our ancestors left us. By practicing first within ourselves and using them to build up. And if we need to have beef with people, conquer and then teach them the principles that will guide them to the same force, the same first source as us. So that we will be in agreement. And when we start operating outside of agreement, then we have to deal with you as an enemy. See, because what one of the major lessons that come out of that the Western world has shown us, that oftentimes I say to you what I need to say to you in private, because it's kind of fucked up. Well, Western society has really taught us some fucked up lessons, because like I said, Master Musa, by allowing all these different thoughts into the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? And we've been doing this. We've been very open. We've been the only really universal motherfuckers on this planet. And look where we at. The Chinese wouldn't allow motherfuckers in. They would allow you on the borders to trade. But you can't go to, can't, they knew their cousins. You got the East Asians, you got the Central Asians, you got the West Asians. And they're like, no, y'all motherfuckers can't come up in here like that. No. Kept them out for a long time. So, damn, we only did one. Let me see. The other one we got to do. I want to do one more. Put wisdom to work and evil will flee you, say the knowledge holders. Respect for the law yields virtue. Disrespect yields limitation. Now this gets back into the question about what is the law and where does the law come from. The law is very similar to the first source. Who creates the law? Who created the law that you follow? Some people be like, God, I'm going to challenge you on that shit. Challenge. Prove to me that God set the laws. See, because all you got to do to know who created the laws is to see who they benefit. It's just that simple. The people that benefit from the law set up the law. Prime example, affirmative action. Who benefit from it? Motherfuckers will point and say black people. And I challenge. So our very idea of law has been morphed to support. We got Brother Kwame up here. Calvin Kwame. Maya was to be practice with family, diplomacy with others. My art was to be practiced with family, diplomacy with others. Very wisely put, Brother Kwame. The Black Yoda is in the house. Let's give him a round of applause. See, a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, we've been getting our ass whooped because we practicing Maya with everybody rather than diplomacy. I don't know about many of y'all, but I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. We need a victory. We need a win. Hey, Cleve, can you go get those sheets and put them up on the bed, please? Yes, sir. We need some victories. Right? I mean, because really, many times we don't even protest right. I'm just trying to let y'all know. Many times we don't even protest. I mean, my fault. We protest right. We don't negotiate right. You know what I'm saying? Because when we sit at those tables, we're coming with our emotions and we're coming with, I heard you say this one time. We come with our emotions and we come with our feelings, but when it comes time for the demands, we're demanding with our emotions and our feelings and not coming with the facts. And then oftentimes what end up happening is that we come out with legislation that fixes us, but it don't change their behavior. Because the issue is not us, the issue is their behavior. Becky in the Park showed us that. That man wasn't wrong. Her behavior was. And the thing that we have to get to the bottom of, what allows her behavior to continue? The belief system that we have here. The belief system that has been that is propagated here. And that belief system was created by white men. That belief system was created by white people, for the benefit of the white people. Period. And that shit is what needs to change. Because the issue is, we could do all the changes with the police, but if we don't get to the bottom of the belief system that is in these officers, and to the belief system that's in the education system and the educators, and into the belief system of these people in these churches, and into the belief system that drives all these systems, we always gonna end up fucked up. So this is why we got to start with us. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, we need the agitation going on outwardly, but we got to be able to start treating ourselves right. And I'm not just saying all of us. What I'm saying is we need these pockets of tribes where we can practice our principles and remember what it means to be human, because oftentimes when we go to the tables with others, we might not even be dealing with humans. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't address you as a human because you're trying to take my time and space. You're trying to eradicate me from the planet. That is not humanity. That is not human. That is not, you are not providing me or us with the respect that we have provided you. We opened the door to let you in. We educated you. We taught you how to live. And your return gift to us was slavery. Destruction, rape, and pillaging. Come on, family. History don't lie. Or am I wrong? History might lie. You know.
Well, the results of history don't lie. Like, you can look around and see the truth.
Oh, you can look around and see the truth. Because if we was first and we was on top, and we was educating and we got proof that people was coming to us learning, what did they do with what they got from us? They created a system that subjugated us. Come on, family. You know what I'm saying? See, because some of the discussions that we got to have in private because we're dealing with a people who pretend to be civilized, but behind the scenes do some very uncivilized shit. Becky in the Park showed you the levels of depravity that they could drop into. She was trying to get that man killed, dog. You understand what I'm saying? And we look at it and we like, that's Becky
Or
in
at
the
least
park.
she understood. If at the very least she understood that was a potential reality.
Oh, she understood that. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this: regardless what let's say she wasn't trying to get him lynched, did she know she was putting him in danger?
Right.
She didn't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, that guy that you had me listen to. I can't remember his name, but I ended up listening to him.
Yeah,
He
cold
was
aim.
talking about he's pretty good.
He talking about irony. Those irony Freepong. I think that's his last name. But yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of off-putting at first. I was like, wait, what is it? But yeah, he was dropping some jewels though, talking about how white women keep the culture locked in place.
Oh man.
They could deal with white men.
Hey, listen. I'm just saying. And even going deeper, because he talks about destroying the whole, not even just dealing with the white family structure. Because I want you to understand, they pathologize everything about us. Mm-hmm. When we know where the actual pathology is, it's in their homes.
Right.
Because it produces individuals that are able to lie and manipulate and put other people's lives in jeopardy without giving a fuck.
Wow. That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? But they following their law. That's their law. That's what they teach. You know what I'm saying? So when we start talking about the law, we got to be very clear on what we're talking about. Right? Somebody be like, you breaking the law. Well, whose law am I breaking? I'm in your land right now. It's your land right now. So, yeah, I could follow some of that shit. But some of that shit goes against.
So this is their land?
Well,
whose land is this? Oh, wait.
Well, I mean, now, metaphorically. Metaphorically, metaphorically, it's Native Americans' land because they was here first. But in actual power and actual reality, see, because one of the things we got to start dealing with, this is why it's kind of hard for me to deal with some of my brothers, is because they're living in a goddamn dream world. The land belongs to the motherfucker that could plant their flag and defend the flag on that goddamn land. That's who the land belonged to. That's why I have problems when people come to me with the sovereignty argument. Why? Because the only way that you can protect your sovereignty is being able to defend that shit. Now, you by yourself cannot defend your sovereignty from the goddamn state. You can't do it. You need a state behind you to protect your sovereignty. What state is behind some of my black brothers that are screaming sovereignty? What state is behind them to protect that shit? Because white folks respect power. That's why they wanted to negotiate with Hannibal at first. This is why they was, because power. You don't negotiate with a motherfucker that you could kill easy. Nigga, I could kill you and end this right now. What are you talking about? So, sovereignty is something that you have to be able to protect. And sovereignty is something that does not belong to an individual. It belongs to a group. And you, because you belong to that group, are able to exercise the rights of sovereignty because of the group, not because of who you are as an individual. Motherfuckers do not understand power when they be talking. I mean, like, yo, well, it was easier for them to let you out that court rather than to have to kill you right there.
Right.
Dog, but if you getting up going to work like me, nigga, you not sovereign. Right? If you getting a check like me and not getting your wages basically every day, well, these motherfuckers giving you cash, nigga, you not sovereign. If you got to go to a bank to cash your motherfucking check,
being pulled over and having to explain yourself, period, for a law that you don't think is a valid law, that you wouldn't, allow in your nation.
Now check it out. Do you know it's cases in America where motherfuckers who had diplomatic plates could basically kill a motherfucker and can't get pulled over? You know that, right? It's motherfuckers that were diplomatic.
What you mean basically?
Huh?
What you mean basically?
It's like,
You said basically kill him. What that mean?
I mean, it's different ways you kill a motherfucker. The very basic, I shoot your ass, jump in the car with diplomatic plates, and you can't pull me over. You know why?
Diplomatic immunity?
Diplomatic immunity. And what does that mean?
But can you have diplomat?
I'm a diplomat.
Yeah, I guess maybe you.
I'm a diplomat of another state that is sovereign, and I am not subject to your laws. And if you violate that shit, you risk an international incident. But now, you understand?
Yeah, international incident is that's the caveat. That's the caveat. Yeah, you ain't got this. You can't create an international incident.
Right. If I kill you, it's George Floyd. Right? And if I get you on camera showing that you're very disrespectful and you're babbling with a whole bunch of different shit that nobody understands but you and your circle. Come on, man. I mean, but hey. Lines are open, 614-556-4535. I'm just saying. Some of the stuff that people come with, you know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, I'm not even going to argue that shit. I'm not going to argue. I'm going to do you just like the police. I'm going to leave you alone. You understand? Because it's easier for me to leave you alone than to sit up there and to argue with you and sit up there and be yelling with you because you don't understand. It's easier for me to walk away just like it's easier for the police to walk away from you. I don't understand what this motherfucker's saying. Let me just go on because this is more paperwork. Let that motherfucker out of court because if you kill him, it's paperwork for all of us. Let that motherfucker go, please. Let him go. Yeah. We get his taxes. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But, hey, I didn't mean to get off into that shit. But anyway. You know what I'm saying? But we need to start formulating our tribes here, our groups, where we have common understanding and we're able to practice our principles and we're able to see our principles work. You understand what I'm saying? And build up to a point where possibly we can make some changes because family, the level of organization that I noticed down at that march is where we need to be in less than 3 years. It's 2020 now. We're in the sixth month of 2020. So we got 30 months. We need to be able to organize like that in 24 months. At the drop of a dime, prepared regardless of whatever happens. We need to be able to mobilize 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. 5,000 motherfuckers, fatherfuckers.
That is interesting what you said about like somebody having like their full-time focus being on tribal matters.
Oh man,
you know
what I'm saying? How else can we do it? This volunteer shit, and I know this volunteer shit does not work. Especially when you have one person that's responsible for doing. So we got all volunteers, and we got a volunteer that's volunteering to organize the volunteers, so that we can fight for freedom. But we got it
free for sure. We about to fight for freedom. We about to fight for free. Let's go.
Right. We about to fight. We ain't fighting for freedom. We about to fight for free. Right.
That is hell no.
You know what I'm saying? But then we're going up against a force that has a militarized police force full of paid motherfuckers that is designed and was originally created to battle us. and they get paid, and they get to live their lives, while we supposed to volunteer and free ourselves. It only takes one of us. I want you to think about that. It only takes one of us to really start getting paid by the community, and other people going to start taking notice and may be able to partner up with this individual who is designed to help organize and to help speak for us and to help coordinate the volunteers within our community. It's only gonna be a matter of time before we be able to create two and three more of those type of positions, because that individual is gonna be able to do so much work and gonna be on point. Because when the people call, he gonna answer. An elder call, elder needs some help. They either gonna be able to get a volunteer over there, or they're gonna be able to get there themselves. And when other people see that this elder that is involved in our tribe has young people and almost at their beck and call, they're gonna want to be involved. And you know what? You know what provides the job for this individual? Us taxing ourselves. This is why one of the reasons we do the Giami Journey support. Family, you know what I'm saying? I can't continue doing it. Like, the black signal is gone now because I can't afford it no more. I got other stuff that I feel is more important than the black signal, and then when I'm sending it out, I'm not getting the response that I need, so I got rid of that shit. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I could afford it. But now times is getting tight. I can't afford it. But I have been able to add other stuff because we are building a network of support. As a matter of fact, the shit is growing now, so I have to go back in and I have to adjust the screen, and hopefully I don't fuck it up because we got too many names right now. We got people coming in to support what we doing because they hear what we saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I told them on air the other week. When I went down to the protest with you, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of upset because I asked you who somebody was or who organized it, and you couldn't tell me. But then I really couldn't get mad because that ain't your job. Now, if it was your job and I asked you, and we was paying you enough so that you could be able to pay your rent, and you got a car to get around, and I asked you that shit, and you like, I don't know, nigga, you fired. The fuck you doing? What the fuck you mean you don't know? How, if you working for us, we got a group of people that's organizing for black people that don't look like us. How is it that you don't know nothing about this? You got time during the day. Your job is to be on top of this. But you a volunteer. So I can't hold you to the same level. So if we want to be serious about us moving towards freedom, we have to start paying freedom dues. God damn it. We got motherfuckers that want to be free for free. Let me say that again. We got people in our circles, in our communities that want to be free for free. America is the land of the free and the home of the brave because of the work and the struggle of the slave, as well as the taxes that are paid. This is why they get your money before you do, unless you're an entrepreneur. They touch your money on a job before you do, because this country has to run. They have to get their taste. They got to keep that money coming in so that they can keep this thing running. How do we think we're going to be able to create something without doing the same thing? Oh, let me see. Man, we got a hater up here. Thank you, Kamaz, whatever your name is. You could go on, oh my God. We're going to go on and get you up off of here. Thank you, sir. You're not welcome back. All right. I love the fact that I could get up here and just click motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? Just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But the piece is we got enemies that are able to get into these type of things, and it's so cool. It's so cool, and I just had the power to just go on in and just eliminate them. I even go over here to my Restream bot. Be like, yo, help him out. Restream. Okay, nah. We gonna help. We want to help Mr. D. Like, we want to help. What's his name? Muhammad Core Kamaz. Man, you gonna get blocked on here. Oh no, we don't want to ban that one. We gonna ban you, homie. But you're not welcome back. Anyway, so you got any more questions or comments for me, so I could go and get up and go to bed before another fool get up on my live and keep me going all night. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I ain't even answer the folk tale, but the quote. But family, the quotes are available, and we have a new book coming out. Sister Tara Hassa listen, it's going to be a powerful book. It's going to be a life-changing book. We're going to bring it out. It's going to be hard copy as well as available in a digital format, and it's going to be taking the conversation of the African openness to the tree of life to a whole nother level. So we're going to use it right here on this show. So, family, if there's no other comments, no other questions, man, oh man, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. Let's see how long we've been streaming. We have been streaming for 1 hour and 32 minutes. Family, I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, unless I'm gonna give y'all a couple more seconds. If anybody want to call in, by all means, y'all can call in. If not, then we're gonna get up and get out of here. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of minutes, and let's do it. All right, I'll be right back. So if you got some more comments, go on and do it. But I'm gonna have to mute the phones because I don't want y'all talking through the commercials.
Yo, this is Quasi. We're gonna be up at the State House Saturday at 2. And all of this, let's not forget about people that's incarcerated, locked up, whether they in prison, county jail, and there's people that we need to keep in mind. Definitely people that's of the most at risk. So we're gonna be out there Saturday. It was actually a protest that was already planned even before last week protest started. So see you there.
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah. We were born to be great. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
Ayimbobe is an acronym. Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and Bube. Mind, Body, Universal Balance Empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?